Hear me okay, Casey?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yep,
Okay,
perfect.
good.
We'll go ahead and start with John.
Casey, congrats on your game. What went through your mind when you found out you were going in? Because I know you've been waiting for this moment for a while.
Yes, sir. Actually, once I heard the word at halftime coming out that I was, most likely needed to be ready to go in, my thought process was very positive, and I had positive self-talk, and I felt very comfortable in the moment and confident, and I believe in what we can do and what I can do, and I've been preparing for this moment since I set foot on campus, and to me, it just felt like high school. Football is football, obviously, at a higher level, but I felt prepared and I was ready, and I really trust my teammates and everyone for believing in me.
Kirk, go ahead.
Uh, Casey, were you surprised that you were as productive as you were with 4 touchdown passes in just like 20 minutes? And does this give you a leg up on the starting job for next year?
Um, well, when I went in the game, obviously, like I said, I just focus on one play at a time, and I've been preparing every week and every day as if I'm gonna be the starter. I don't. To me, that doesn't matter if I'm the first string, second string, third string, or even my freshman year when I was redshirted. So that's how I approach every day, and going into this game, that's how I approached it. And there's no disrespect to the other guys, in the room on the quarterback room, but we do a great job of pushing and competing each other, and I think it'll be a very fun off season. And as far as the quarterback battle, I have no say in that, but I can just control what I can control, and I think today I did that.
Joe, you're up.
So when Coach Herman told you like, hey, it's you, it wasn't any storybook deal. It was just, hey, you're up. And then what did you like about the calls that Coach Yursich gave you and tried to get you going there early in the third quarter?
Yeah, there was not much to be said actually at halftime. I sat down with the coaches, and I kind of just listened to them talk about the game plan and the halftime adjustments. And then once they gave me the word, like I said, everyone was kind of trying to hype me up for the moment. But I just like to be calm and cool under pressure. And I went in the third quarter, and I told Coach Herman, he was like, just play ball. And I just told them, hey, let's be aggressive and let's go try to put these guys away early. And they just basically told me just play my game and trust what you see. And that's all that. Honestly, that's all that was said at halftime. There wasn't much that was said, and I just think that everyone felt like that, that we could get the job done.
Brian, go ahead.
Casey, you touched on it about just preparing as if you were to be the starter, but still you have the hardest job, I think, on the team. You don't know when it's going to be your time.
Right.
Just walk us through that process
Yeah.
of doing that week in and week out. I mean, you're always one play away, but, it didn't come until tonight, and you've been on campus for as long as you have.
Right. So that's something that I actually think about every day, believe it or not. But I just try to put it to the back of my mind, and you can't let emotions or feelings get in the way of football is a game that we play, and at the end of the day, we want to win games. It's about success and it's about production. So, that's something that is that goes through my mind every day, obviously. And there's ups and downs, through the off season and even in season. There's a lot of ups and downs, but on our off days, I try to get in the film room as much as I can. I'm always working with Sam and the coaches, just try to get any tips and any leg up on the opponent that we're playing. And honestly, tonight, obviously, it feels surreal, but with all the hard work and preparation that we put in and that I know I've put in behind closed doors, it feels good, for preparation to finally meet opportunity.
Jeff, go ahead.
Casey, I don't know if you can draw up a better drive than you had to start the third quarter. Just kind of walk me through your thought process. Bijan takes it 66 on the first play, and then you guys put it in the end zone. I mean, how much, I guess, relief or pressure did you feel off yourself when you guys go score that quick? Did you feel kind of a sense of relief and maybe settle in at that point?
When I saw Bijan take off, the first thing I thought of was this is going to be six. There's no way he's going to get caught. And then as soon as he got tackled, I looked to the sideline, got the play. I looked at the defense, and then from there, like I said, I just played ball. I just trust my reads and what I see and kind of let my instincts take over. But to your guys' question, no, I didn't think that I'd go in the game, obviously, and be that efficient. But when you just take one play at a time and you look up at the scoreboard and, you don't worry about stats. I was just focused on winning the game and just, being in the moment. But on that play where we scored that touchdown, that was my first throw, I believe, of the second half. And I had warmed up for a little bit right before halftime ended. But, seeing Josh, cross the DB's face and just being able to give him a good ball where he could catch it was the only thing that was on my mind. And then after that, I kind of knew that I was, I would be in for a good day.
Time for a few last ones. Chip, go ahead.
Casey, you and Sam were sitting over there talking on the bench. What did y'all talk about? And if Sam doesn't return, what kind of statement did you make tonight in terms of your positioning in the quarterback battle going forward?
Well, Sam and I communicate all the time, on the field, off the field, on the sideline. We talk about the game, what we see, and Sam and I have a relationship that has grown over the years. It hasn't always been easy because we're both competitive guys, but we've really grown to become close and just be able to trust one another and compete with one another. So the conversation on the sideline was, it wasn't much, but basically we were talking about the game, and Sam was just like, "Hey man, I really appreciate you." It kind of, I think it took a relief off his shoulders, as a starting quarterback, and your backup goes in the game, and you can see him be successful. I'm sure that gave the team a breath of fresh air. But I told Sam during the game on the bench, and then after the game, I said, "Hey man, I really appreciate you and the rest of the team for just trusting me and believing in me, because I don't think that everyone be as confident, if they didn't see it at practice and in the preparation." So that's all that was said. And then as far as for the off season and Sam's future in the quarterback room, like I said, that's not up to me. But we'll see what happens. And so I'm very excited, and it'll be interesting.
Cedric, you're up.
Yeah, Casey, Bijan's been a monster for the last 2 or 3 games. And when you see what he's done, and think about the prospect of you maybe handing the ball off to him next season and beyond, how exciting is that for you as a football player, and how bright does it make the future of Texas football?
I love Bijan. I love his game. I love his energy. He's a great guy, and I think we all can see, his positivity, and he truly is. He's a leader by example, and he makes people around him better. He does a great job at practice, and he's very humble. That's what I like about him the most. I've grown close to Bijan as well this season, him and his family off the field. And Bijan always tells me, "Hey man, I can't wait, for you to get your chance and your opportunity. We're gonna be great back there in that backfield." And the only thing that was really said and went through our minds today was, "Hey man, it finally happened." So it was very exciting, and it's a relief as a quarterback to have a great running back in the backfield. I think he's going to be very special. We talk about all the time, our game plan going into every game is we're going to be a better team and a better offense if we can get the ball in Bijan's hands.
We have time for 2 last ones. Steven and then Danny.
Hey Casey, how long did it take you to shake off the jitters when you got into the game, and what Drake song are you going to listen to when you're celebrating in your room later?
Like I said, once I got the word at halftime, I really didn't, honestly, I really didn't feel nervous. I think people don't really believe you when you say that, believe it or not, but it just felt like that. It felt like practice, honestly, and I just felt like I was ready. Usually whenever you hear you're going in the game, you're kind of trying to play it cool, and then when you step out on that field, your heart starts racing a little bit, but tonight that didn't happen for me. I think it helped that I played a little bit this season, and playing last year in 2019 helped a lot. So I don't think that I was nervous, but like I said, after that first drive, I kind of felt like I was going to be in rhythm for the rest of the night. And then as far as Drake, yeah, that's my favorite artist. Tonight, I think I'll listen to Trophies by Drake. I think that's very fitting for tonight's win in this season.
Last one, Danny.
All right, last question of the season. Casey, knowing how competitive you guys are in the quarterback room, how much do you think you have made Sam better, and how much has Hudson made you better over the past year?
That's a really great question. I think about that all the time, actually. That's a really good question. But I think that I have pushed Sam, you know, obviously being the backup, and you know, like I said, we're all friends, and those are like my best friends, and so you know, we're very friendly and we're positive. We try to compete, you know, and you know, we'll trash talk a little bit sometimes, but at the end of the day, I think that I've done a great job, you know, kind of pushing Sam and being there for him and kind of just being a shoulder he can lean on. And Sam's been a great leader for me and the rest of the quarterback room, and some days, you know, I feel like that, you know, I can be just as good as Sam. And Sam, I know Sam, if you asked him that, he'd want me to be better. And as far as Hudson goes, he's a great player as well. You know, he learns fast, and he's really come along very well to this, up to this point. And I think that he's been able to push me all season, and I think that's probably what will continue to happen. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to it, and it'll be very interesting and it'll be a very fun off season.
Congrats, Casey. Thanks for your time.
I appreciate you guys.
Can we get a picture by the